What's up, Peace Giant fans? Pardon me, I just woke up. It was a long night last night. Um, uh, I want to be clear with uh, some comments that I made last night. Um, First off, I want to say congratulations to all the players, whether they were invited, whether they weren't invited. If you're in this draft, you're an NFL caliber player. Let's get that off the board first. Secondly, let me fix my shirt. I'm looking kind of bummy. Secondly, I want to talk about because you know, I was talking to friends and things like that, and I think my comments might have been misconstrued about Jackson Dart. So I just want to clear the air. I like Jackson Dart. I had mock drafts where I took Jackson Dart. I never really took Shador Sanders in my mock drafts. I either took Jackson Dart or Jalen Milroe because I felt that the way they play, running and their and their ability to run the ball is something that Brian Daboll wants to do. I didn't really think the Giants were going to take Tyler Shuck just because of the injury concerns, the injury history, rather. But I do have a problem with the Giants taking Jackson Dart so high. Now, I forgot, because I was upset. And, first off, and secondly, I want to say welcome to the New York Giant family, Jackson Dart, Abdul Carter. Welcome to the fam, bro. Y'all are gonna be embraced with open arms, and I hope y'all do well. But giving up pick 34, pick 99, and a third round pick for next year, that's a lot. That's a lot. What it seems to me is that the Giants were nervous. They were nervous about what Cleveland was going to do because Cleveland had 2 first round picks and Cleveland picks ahead of us, a pick ahead of us in the second round. Me personally, I don't think Cleveland was going to take Jackson Dart. I really don't. When you look at the board, and this is the problem. People don't look at the draft board. People don't look at where players are going, what players have been selected, what players are still on the board. The Giants, they have a real bad problem. And I don't know if it's a scouting issue. I don't know who sets their draft board. But since Ernie Accorsi, the Giants have been real suspect when it's come to drafting players. Let's not forget, a lot of people down David Gettleman. A lot of people, were coming with pitchforks for David Gettleman. David Gettleman, he did spend money, but we did go to the playoffs. That was when we had Bradbury. That was when we signed Adoree Jackson. We signed Bradbury, I think, from Carolina. He drafted Dexter Lawrence. The year before, he drafted Andrew Thomas. And he also drafted Daniel Jones. I mean, it is what it is. But people need to remember, since Ernie Accorsi left, there's been some dysfunction, I would say, with the Giants. Jerry Reese had his bobbles, taking Eric Flowers. We all remember him. Taking Eli Apple. You know what I'm saying? let's not forget, when they took Eli Apple, they didn't know what to pick. It was like last minute, and they was like, yo, fuck it, let's just take Eli Apple. You know what I mean? The Giants don't seem to have a plan. They don't seem to go into the draft with a plan like, yo, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. But if this happens, we're going to pivot and we're going to go in this direction. And that's why I think they got caught with their pants down, because now all you got is pick 65, and then you got 105, and then 154, and then I think it's 2 something. But basically what this says is, depending on if the draft board goes player accordingly, what this means is that now the Giants are going to have to decide what's more important. Is bringing a wide receiver on more important, or bringing in a defensive lineman, a defensive interior tackle to play alongside Dexter Lawrence? I don't feel that I like Jackson Dart. I don't feel that pick swap with Houston was worth $34.99 and a third rounder for next year. I don't care what anybody says. We could talk about it. We could discuss it, why I feel that way. But I feel that was too rich to do a pick swap for that value, because Houston wasn't going to take a quarterback. Washington wasn't going to take a quarterback. Neither was Kansas City. Neither was Philly. Neither was Baltimore. Neither was Buffalo. Neither was Detroit. So I don't understand. I don't understand. And if Cleveland did go, which I doubt, but if Cleveland did go and say, we're going to take Jackson Dart, you pivot. You pivot. You say, okay, and you pivot. You know, I just think the Giants panicked and they were like, yo, fuck it, let's get the deal done and let's get our guy and be done with it. But now you're in a position where you don't have the flexibility now, because now you have to make decisions. And it's going to be interesting to see what decision the Giants make. What direction do they actually decide to go in? Will they go with a Trey Harris, which I feel if you drafted Jackson Dart, maybe taking Trey Harris would be the better thing, because Dart will be more comfortable, you know, and Trey Harris is a good receiver for him. Is Trey Harris going to last until 65? I don't know. There are some good wide receivers still on the board. You got Luther Burden. You got Jaden Higgins. You got Jack Besh, Elika Yomanor, Jalen Noel, and you got Trey Harris. So it's going to be interesting. But I think what the Giants will do is I think they'll take a wide receiver, and then I think and also don't forget, there's still a little indecisiveness about what they're going to do with Jalen Hyatt. Now, I think this also tells, if they don't go wide receiver, that they plan on keeping Jalen Hyatt, which I think is a good thing, because I like Jalen Hyatt. There's a reason why he's wearing Odell's number. That boy gives you everything he's got. He just got to develop being a route runner, you know, and hopefully the Giants teach him. You know, that's the purpose of having these young kids, teach them. But if they don't go, that route, what can they do? They could go defensive tackle. Alfred Collins might be there TJ Saunders might be there. Joshua Farmer should be there, even though I think that'll be a little early. Darius Alexander, I think, will be gone. Yeah, it's and then what do they do with running back? Now you lost the flexibility of bringing in a guy like Caleb Johnson. Now do they take a Ollie Gordon later on? But I wanted them to take Jake Majors or Seth McLaughlin to try to compete with John Michael Schmitz and push him. So, they're limited now. They don't have the flexibility that they originally had. And I just think giving up a high second round pick. Let's not forget, they were picking 34. The only pick ahead of them was Cleveland at 33. So they gave up a high second round pick for the Houston Texans to go back, 6 slots, 7 slots? That doesn't even make sense, bro. They gave up a second, a third, and a third for next year. Well, I mean, that's all I really wanted to say. I just wanted to clarify that for the people that didn't understand. I'm happy with Jackson Dart. I'm glad that they took him. I'm glad that they didn't, because I don't feel Shador just felt what the Giants want to do. They want to be able to run the ball with the quarterback, run RPOs and things of that nature. And that's not Shador's game. Shador is a drop back passer in the pocket, throwing the ball on time. So, I don't know. But hopefully that clears the air for everybody. In the next week or so, I'm going to be trimming this up and shaping this up. I just wanted to let my beard grow a little bit. But hopefully this clears everything up for everybody. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. Big peace and shout out to my Knicks holding it down. My boys went into Detroit, fought a hard battle, bro. Hard battle. I'm so proud of them. The Yankees is doing their thing. You know what I mean? They're looking good. But big shout out to the Knicks, bro. I still feel they should have held on to Julius and Dante DiVincenzo, but I digress. That's another conversation for another day. But peace to everybody. I'll be watching the draft tonight. Subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, hit me up. I'm also on Blue Sky and YouTube. So I don't do Twitter no more for various reasons. But so I canceled my X profile. So yeah. So I'll talk to y'all tonight real quick after the draft goes off. You know the deal. And looking forward to it and looking to see what the Giants do. All right, y'all. Peace. Have a good one. Stay safe.